Chosen ones, this message is for you. If you've been feeling a stirring deep in your spirit, a sense that something monumental is about to unfold in your life, then listen carefully. This is not just another message. This is divine confirmation. Heaven has been aligning things behind the scenes, and what is happening in your life right now is no accident. You are being positioned for something extraordinary, a life of unimaginable wealth, divine purpose, and abundance. For those who can hear this message with clarity, the signs are undeniable. You may have felt an internal nudge, an inexplicable pull towards success, or perhaps you've experienced moments where opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. These are the marks of divine intervention, guiding you toward a prophetic season of wealth, transfer a season where everything you have been waiting for, working for, and dreaming about is about to manifest. You are not just another person in the crowd. You are a chosen one, destined for greatness. This message is not for everyone. It's not for those who are merely looking for luck or chance. This is for those whose hearts and spirits have been awakened to a deeper calling, those who have sensed that they are meant for more. This is for those who feel that a shift is coming, who have been quietly preparing even without fully understanding the journey. You chosen one are being set up for something greater than you could have ever imagined. Your time has come. The world may talk about luck timing or coincidence when they see sudden success, but you and I know the truth. It's not luck. It's destiny. You are being divinely aligned to become more than just wealthy. You are being prepared to become a billionaire, not by chasing wealth, but by fulfilling your purpose. This is the difference between worldly success and divine wealth. Your rise to the top will not be about ego or greed. It will be about purpose, about expanding God's kingdom and touching lives in ways that will echo for generations to come. The chosen ones are stepping into a prophetic season of divine overflow and purpose-driven abundance. This is a moment of preparation, not for superficial gain, but for stewardship over the wealth and resources that will not only change your life, but transform the lives of many. You have been tested, shaped, and refined for this moment. The challenges you've faced, the sacrifices you've made, and the seasons of waiting were all part of your divine preparation. Heaven has been orchestrating everything, making sure that when your time comes, you will be ready to handle the blessings and responsibilities that will be placed in your hands. You are not just being positioned for wealth. You are being prepared to steward something much bigger, something that has the power to change nations and impact the world. This season is not about chasing money or power. It's about stepping into your role as a divine steward of resources. As you walk in alignment with heaven's will, wealth will chase you, not for your glory, but for His. Your purpose is bigger than you may have ever realized, and it's time to step into that purpose with confidence and clarity. You were created for this. The wealth, the influence, the ideas, they are yours, and they will come not by accident, but by divine alignment. You are about to witness a supernatural shift that will take you from preparation to manifestation. The billion-dollar season is not a distant dream. It's about to unfold right in front of you. Heaven is declaring that your time is now. Embrace it, because the chosen ones are ready to walk into the fullness of their divine inheritance. As the chosen ones step into their divine season of wealth and purpose, they begin to notice subtle yet undeniable signs that confirm they are aligned with God's plan. These signs are not mere coincidences or fleeting moments of luck. They are divine indicators, whispers from heaven, that everything is aligning perfectly for the manifestation of their wealth and destiny. The chosen ones will begin to feel a deep inner peace, a shift in their mindset, and a flow of creativity that confirms the work of the divine in their lives. These signs are not just personal affirmations. They are the manifestations of heaven's timing and provision. The first sign of divine alignment, the one that unmistakably signals the chosen one's readiness for a life of abundance, is an unexpected yet profound sense of peace. This peace is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary state of calm. It is a deep, abiding sense of tranquility that emerges even in the midst of uncertainty. The world around them may seem chaotic, opportunities may appear scarce, and the future might be shrouded in ambiguity. Yet in the heart of it all, the chosen ones experience a quiet assurance, a knowing that they are not walking this path alone, and that their steps are being guided by a higher hand. In the past, uncertainty may have felt like a threat. The unknown often casts a shadow of doubt, leaving the chosen ones to question whether they were on the right path. The unpredictable nature of life used to unsettle them. The future, with its countless unknowns, felt like a constant weight pressing against their peace of mind. When things didn't go according to plan, fear crept in, and the question, what if, lingered in their thoughts. But now, with each passing day, they are awakening to a new understanding. Uncertainty is not a source of fear, but an invitation. It is a divine invitation to trust more deeply in God's plan for their lives. They begin to realize that when life feels uncertain, it is often because God is quietly working behind the scenes, orchestrating the next steps in their journey. What once appeared as an obstacle now reveals itself as an essential part of their growth and preparation. This realization transforms their entire perspective on uncertainty. No longer does it feel like a challenge to overcome. Instead, it is embraced as a necessary element of their spiritual journey. The chosen ones now see that God uses periods of uncertainty to build trust, faith, and reliance on His timing. The unknown is no longer something to dread. It becomes a space where God works His miracles, a place where He refines them for greater things ahead. In this divine peace, the chosen ones find a profound sense of comfort. It is a peace that is not dependent on external circumstances or the clarity of their immediate situation. The calmness they feel does not hinge on their immediate surroundings or the outcomes they can see. This peace transcends understanding. It is a supernatural tranquility that assures them that they are exactly where they need to be, even when the road ahead remains unclear. This peace is more than just emotional stability. It is divine confirmation. It serves as a sign that they are aligned with God's will and that His plan for their lives is unfolding in perfect timing. The chosen ones are no longer anxious about what the future holds, because they know they are in the hands of a loving and omnipotent God who is guiding them with wisdom and grace. The peace they feel is the peace that comes from knowing that they are not navigating this journey alone, but that every step is being guided by divine hands. As the chosen ones walk forward in faith, this inner peace becomes their constant companion. It doesn't matter if the future is uncertain or if the path before them is not fully revealed. They walk with a quiet confidence, knowing that the divine blueprint for their life is already in place. The uncertainty they once feared is now embraced as an integral part of their divine preparation. It is no longer a threat, but a confirmation that they are exactly where God wants them to be. This peace guides them through every challenge, every twist and turn of their journey. It allows them to take bold steps forward, even when the road ahead is not fully visible. They no longer feel the need to control every detail of their lives. Instead, they trust in the divine plan that is unfolding, understanding that their steps are already ordered even when they cannot see the next chapter. Their faith assures them that the next door will open at the right time, and that all they need to do is stay obedient, stay patient, and keep walking forward. In moments of doubt or confusion, this peace serves as a reminder of the higher purpose they are called to fulfill. It is the assurance that no matter what challenges arise, they are divinely protected and guided. This peace carries them through the trials, knowing that these trials are not in vain. Instead, they are opportunities for growth, preparation, and greater alignment with their purpose. The peace of divine alignment provides the strength to press on, to continue moving forward, and to trust that every delay, every challenge, is part of God's perfect timing. The chosen ones now recognize that peace is not simply the absence of chaos. It is the presence of trust in God's sovereignty. When everything around them feels uncertain, they understand that it is precisely in these moments that God is closest. He is preparing them for the blessings, opportunities, and divine appointments that are already on their way. They have come to understand that the storms they've weathered in the past were not for nothing. Each moment of uncertainty was part of the training that has equipped them to handle the abundance and responsibility they are about to receive. This inner peace becomes a tangible sign that they are walking in alignment with God's divine plan. It assures them that they are in the right place, doing the right things, and moving according to His will. Even when the world seems chaotic, the chosen ones can find stillness in the knowledge that God's hand is upon them, guiding them toward their divine destiny. The peace they feel in the midst of uncertainty is not the world's peace, which depends on circumstances. It is the peace that only God can provide, a peace that transcends understanding and assures them that all things are being worked together for their good. In this season of divine alignment, the chosen ones are being prepared for great things. The peace they feel in the face of uncertainty is a sign that they are ready. They are ready to receive the divine wealth, influence, and purpose that have been ordained for them. This peace, this stillness, is the calm before the storm of blessings. It is a peace that carries them forward, step by step, toward their divine purpose. So when uncertainty arises, the chosen ones no longer need to fear it. They embrace it as a reminder that they are not in control, but God is. It is in the midst of uncertainty that God does his greatest work. The chosen ones know that when everything feels unsettled, it is simply because God is preparing them for the next stage of their journey. And with each step they walk in peace, knowing that they are exactly where they need to be, and that the divine plan is unfolding before them. One of the most profound signs that the chosen ones are aligning with their divine purpose is a noticeable shift in their mindset, specifically a growing detachment from the pursuit of material wealth for validation or self-worth. This shift is not merely a change in habits. It's a transformation of the heart, one that fundamentally alters how they view wealth, possessions, and status. The chosen ones begin to realize that their true value does not lie in what they own or the recognition they receive, but in who they are in God. This realization marks a critical point in their spiritual journey, preparing them for the greater abundance that is about to manifest in their lives. In the past, the chosen ones may have struggled with the desire for luxury status and external validation. They were drawn to the allure of material wealth, believing that possessions, titles, or social standing were indicators of their success and worth. The world taught them that happiness and security were directly tied to how much they could acquire and how much they could impress others. There may have been times when they felt the pressure to accumulate more money, more things, more recognition, believing that their value was measured by what they owned. But now a deep shift is taking place within them. Their desires are changing, and with this shift, their hearts and minds are being freed from the chains of materialism. The chosen ones no longer seek wealth to prove their worth or to gain approval from others. Instead, they are starting to long for something far greater: purpose, freedom, and the ability to make a lasting impact. This is a pivotal moment where their focus shifts from the transient allure of materialism to the eternal fulfillment found in living out their divine calling. The detachment from material obsession is an essential sign that the chosen ones are being prepared for something much bigger than they could have ever imagined. It is not that wealth is inherently bad, but God knows that when wealth is placed in the hands of those who seek validation through possessions, it can easily become a source of pride and ego. When wealth is sought merely to bolster one's self-image or to compete with others, it can become a trap, a distraction from the true purpose God has for their lives. However, when wealth is placed in the hands of those who seek purpose, it transforms into a tool for change and a means of service. The chosen ones are being refined in this season, learning to value what truly matters: faith, service, generosity, and the well-being of others. They are beginning to understand that their wealth is not meant for self-gratification, but for building God's kingdom, restoring brokenness, and helping those in need. As this detachment from material obsession deepens, the chosen ones will begin to understand the true nature of wealth. They will come to see that wealth is not about how much they own or the status it affords them, but about how much they give. The more they are released from the need to accumulate for personal validation, the more they will be able to embrace wealth as a tool for good. Wealth becomes something to steward, not something to hoard. Instead of accumulating luxury for luxury's sake, the chosen ones will realize that their wealth is meant to serve others. Whether it's funding a charitable cause, supporting missions, or investing in ventures that provide opportunities for others, their wealth will be used to fulfill God's will on earth. The desire to impress others will be replaced with the desire to make a difference. Their hearts will no longer be enslaved to the pursuit of material possessions, but will be set free to create, build, and give generously, knowing that their value is found in their ability to bless others, not in what they own. This shift in perspective prepares the chosen ones for the greater wealth that is about to flow into their lives. God is entrusting them with more, not because they seek to glorify themselves, but because they have proven that their hearts are aligned with His purposes. The greater wealth that is coming will not be a burden, but a blessing they will use to build, restore, and serve. These are the ones who will be trusted with divine resources because they have learned the value of giving and the true meaning of stewardship. In this new season, the chosen ones will learn that wealth is not about accumulating things for personal pleasure. It is about using what they have to fulfill a higher purpose. They will see money, possessions, and resources not as signs of success, but as tools for transformation. As they embrace this new mindset, they will begin to experience a freedom that comes from knowing they no longer need to chase after the approval of others or measure their worth by external possessions. Their wealth will become a vessel for divine distribution, a means to spread God's love, to restore hope, and to bring healing to the world. This detachment from material obsession allows the chosen ones to fully embrace their divine calling. They are no longer bound by the need for recognition or status, and in this freedom, they are empowered to build the legacy that God has placed in their hearts. They will not be driven by the need for success according to the world's standards, but by the desire to fulfill their purpose, to impact lives, to serve, and to advance God's kingdom on earth. The wealth that flows into their lives will be used to serve others, to fund missions, to support families, to create opportunities, and to restore what has been lost. They will become vessels through which God's abundance flows into the world. And as they give, they will see that their wealth multiplies, not just in material form, but in the lives they touch, the legacy they build, and the impact they make. This detachment from materialism does not mean the chosen ones will not enjoy the blessings that God has given them. On the contrary, they will be able to enjoy the abundance they receive, but with the understanding that it is meant to be shared, not hoarded. The more they embrace this mindset of stewardship, the more God will entrust them with, and the more they will be able to build his kingdom. In conclusion, the detachment from material obsession is a powerful sign that the chosen ones are being prepared for the greater abundance that is coming their way. As they shift their focus from accumulation to purpose, they will be entrusted with divine wealth that will be used to serve others, build legacies, and advance God's kingdom on earth. This new perspective on wealth will set them free to walk in their calling with boldness and faith, knowing that their true worth is not measured by what they own, but by how they serve and impact the world. As the chosen ones continue to align themselves with their divine calling, they will begin to notice a profound shift in their creative faculties. Suddenly, ideas, business concepts, and creative visions will flow into their minds with such intensity and clarity that it will feel as though they are receiving instructions directly from heaven. These ideas are not mere random thoughts or passing daydreams. They are divine downloads, heavenly wisdom meant to spark change, solve problems, and create opportunities. This overwhelming surge of creativity is a sign that the chosen ones are now in alignment with a higher frequency, tuned into the divine purpose for their lives. It is a confirmation that heaven is preparing them to manifest wealth that will serve to advance God's kingdom. For the chosen ones, the process of receiving divine inspiration is not a passive experience. It is an active flow where creativity becomes a channel through which God works. They will find themselves inspired in ways they have never experienced before. Ideas will come effortlessly, flooding their minds in a rush of clarity and purpose. Where others might struggle to find solutions to problems, the chosen ones will see answers clearly, as if the fog has lifted and the way forward has been revealed. New business ideas, inventions, and innovations will manifest as if they are receiving a divine blueprint for success, a plan that, when put into action, will bring about real transformation. These divine ideas are not meant to serve only personal gain. They are meant to be used for a much greater purpose. The wealth they are designed to create is not simply for financial gain or to satisfy desires for status or luxury. It is a tool for making a difference in the world. The chosen ones are being called to a higher purpose, one that goes beyond themselves, and these creative bursts are part of the plan to fulfill that purpose. The divine inspiration they experience is a gift meant to impact lives, change communities, and build systems that will bring about positive and lasting change. Throughout history, many of the world's greatest inventions and movements began with a single inspired thought. The chosen ones will begin to see that their creativity is not coming from within themselves, but from God. This is not just about having good ideas. It's about receiving heavenly wisdom meant to be used for a higher cause. These divine downloads are leading them to new ventures and business opportunities that will create wealth and positively impact the world. As they step into their calling, they will realize that these ideas are not just for profit, they are for purpose. They are a channel for God's work in the world. The divine creativity that flows into their lives is the key to unlocking the abundant resources and opportunities that are coming their way. But it's not enough for the chosen ones to simply receive these ideas. They must act on them. The ideas and inspirations are the tools heaven is providing, but it is up to the chosen ones to take action. This is where faith and obedience intersect with creativity. When the chosen ones respond to the divine inspiration with faith and swift action, they open the door for even more creativity and innovation to flow. Every act of obedience, every step taken in faith, unlocks more divine ideas and solutions. It is a cycle that builds momentum. The more the chosen ones step into their divine calling and act on the inspirations they receive, the more the floodgates of divine creativity will open. They will begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and they will create solutions where others are stuck. The flow of creativity will not only benefit them, but will also serve the greater good. By walking in alignment with their divine calling, they become conduits of God's wisdom, bringing innovation and prosperity to places that have previously been stagnant or hopeless. As the chosen ones take bold steps forward, they will see how their ideas begin to take shape. What once existed only in their minds will start to materialize in the physical world, impacting lives, businesses, and communities. The world around them will begin to change as a result of their creative contributions. What was once unimaginable will soon become reality, and they will see their divine purpose unfold in powerful ways. The more the chosen ones respond to the divine call to create, the more they will experience the multiplication of their efforts. God will use their creativity to transform industries, heal broken systems, and open doors for others to step into their own divine purposes. The wealth created through their innovations and ideas will not be just material. It will be spiritual, emotional, and relational. It will empower others to rise to dream and to achieve, creating a ripple effect that touches countless lives. The chosen ones will understand that this divine flow of creativity is not just about what they can do in their own strength, but about what God is doing through them. They are being used as instruments to manifest His kingdom on earth. However, to fully tap into this flow of divine creativity, the chosen ones must remain connected to the source. The ideas they receive are gifts, but it is their relationship with God that will ensure those gifts are used according to His will. Creativity is not a one-time event. It is a continual flow. As the chosen ones stay connected to God, they will continually receive inspiration, direction, and clarity. The more they seek God, the more He will reveal to them, and the more they will be able to give to others. This creative power is not a finite resource. It is an ongoing channel that will keep opening, expanding, and multiplying as they walk in obedience. There will be moments when doubt or fear tries to creep in, when the enormity of the task ahead feels overwhelming. But it is in these moments that the chosen ones must remind themselves that they are not alone in this process. The divine creativity that flows through them is not of their own doing. It is a gift from heaven meant to be used for a higher purpose. As they continue to walk in faith, they will see how their creative ideas continue to flourish and expand, touching lives and transforming the world in ways they never imagined. In conclusion, divine inspiration and creativity are among the most profound signs of alignment with God's will. These creative ideas are not random. They are divinely orchestrated plans that have the power to create wealth, solve problems, and bring about change in the world. The chosen ones are not merely receiving inspiration. They are being entrusted with God's wisdom to build, to heal, and to restore. As they step into their divine calling and act on these inspirations, they will witness the manifestation of God's favor, creating an impact that will last for generations to come. As the chosen ones continue to align with their divine purpose, they will begin to notice a remarkable shift in their relationships. The people they encounter, once coincidental or random, will now carry a deeper significance. They will attract the right individuals into their lives, mentors, business partners, and destiny helpers, each placed by divine design to help them step further into their purpose. These connections will not be arbitrary. They are part of a divine orchestration, carefully timed and aligned with God's will for their lives. In the past, relationships may have seemed accidental, or even like mere social interactions. But now, as the chosen ones walk closer to their divine calling, they will begin to experience the reality that every connection is intentional. These divine connections will be exactly what is needed to move forward on their journey. The people they meet will hold keys to the next steps in their lives, each one playing a vital role in their growth, success, and spiritual development. These relationships will feel different, more purposeful, more aligned with their calling, and they will be the means through which they fulfill their divine assignment. A mentor may step into their life offering wisdom and insight that accelerates their progress. This mentor will not only share knowledge, but will provide guidance rooted in divine wisdom, enabling the chosen ones to navigate challenges with clarity and vision. Their mentorship will help the chosen ones see further and move faster, providing the spiritual and practical tools needed for success. A business partner may come into their lives, someone who aligns with their vision,
and is equipped with complementary skills and resources. Together, they will collaborate in ways that unlock incredible success, not only in business, but in serving a higher purpose. This partnership will feel divinely orchestrated, as if their paths were destined to cross at just the right time, leading them toward opportunities that seemed unreachable before. A destiny helper might appear someone whose role in the chosen one's lives is to open doors that would have otherwise remained closed.
These individuals will be positioned in their lives at the perfect time to create opportunities for advancement, growth, and fulfillment of their purpose. A destiny helper could be a person who introduces the chosen one to a powerful network, or someone who provides a resource or connection that propels them toward their next step. These people will be heaven's helpers, sent to aid in the fulfillment of God's plan for the chosen one's lives. As these divine connections begin to form, the chosen ones will notice a shift in their relationships. Those who once walked with them, perhaps aligned with previous seasons or mindsets, will begin to fade away. This shift is not about loss. It is about divine reordering. The relationships that no longer align with their purpose will naturally begin to fall away, making space for the new connections that will propel them toward their destiny. The relationships that once held weight in their lives will gradually dissolve, clearing the way for the people who are meant to help them fulfill God's purpose. These divine connections will not just be about business or networking, they will be about building God's kingdom. The individuals they meet will be aligned with their divine purpose and will play key roles in helping them expand the reach of God's influence on earth. Each relationship will serve as a step closer to fulfilling their higher calling, helping them build a legacy that impacts the world for God's glory. As the chosen ones begin to walk deeper in their purpose, they will recognize that these connections are not born from manipulation, effort, or striving. They will come naturally. In God's perfect timing, the right people will appear, not because the chosen ones worked for them or tried to force relationships, but because they were walking in alignment with God's will. When you are aligned with your divine purpose, the universe moves to arrange connections and align opportunities that make the fulfillment of that purpose possible. These divine relationships are not formed through mere happenstance. They are strategically placed by God to help you walk out your calling. When you are in divine alignment, you will attract the right people at the right time. And as you act in faith and obedience, these relationships will become pivotal to your success and the manifestation of your divine calling. The connections you make will no longer feel random. They will feel like divine confirmations that you are on the right path. The chosen ones will soon find that the relationships they form in this season will be instrumental in their growth, success, and ability to impact the world. God will surround them with people who can help them see clearly, reach farther, and succeed in ways that are aligned with their higher purpose. These connections will help them grow spiritually, professionally, and emotionally. They will be the catalyst for breakthroughs, opening doors, and creating pathways that lead to the realization of their divine destiny. As these divine connections unfold, it will become clear that heaven is guiding the chosen ones toward success. Each person they meet, each partnership they form, will be part of God's divine plan to elevate them. These relationships are not just about what they can get, they are about what they can give. Every divine connection is an opportunity to serve, to build, and to expand the reach of God's love and influence. In this season of divine connections, the chosen ones are being positioned for greater influence, success, and impact. These relationships will carry the power to shift the course of their lives and the lives of others. As the right people enter their lives, they will realize that each connection is part of a larger divine plan, a plan that extends beyond their individual success and into the advancement of God's kingdom. The key to making the most of these divine relationships is to remain open and receptive. As you walk in alignment with your divine calling, trust that the right people will come at the right time. Let go of control, let go of fear, and trust in God's timing. These divine connections will not come through force, but through faith. They will come as natural, timely, and divinely orchestrated opportunities to help you fulfill your purpose. So, as the chosen ones, remember that the relationships you are forming are not just for today, they are investments in your future and the future of God's kingdom. Each divine connection has the potential to help you grow, to open doors, and to empower you to make a lasting impact. Walk in faith, trust God's timing, and know that the relationships that are being formed in this season are part of His perfect plan for your life. These are not coincidences, they are divine appointments placed at exactly the right moment in your journey. One of the most awe-inspiring signs of divine alignment and the manifestation of wealth is the experience of unusual favor and supernatural acceleration. This is not just a moment of quick progress, it is a profound shift where the natural order is overruled by divine intervention. What once took years to achieve will now unfold in mere days. Opportunities that once felt out of reach, that seemed impossible or unattainable, will suddenly come within grasp. The chosen ones will experience a supernatural acceleration of their dreams as God's favor moves powerfully in their lives with little resistance. This sign of acceleration is unmistakable. It is not simply a period of faster progress, but rather a divine intervention where God steps in to expedite the process. It is a clear indication that heaven is backing them. God is moving on their behalf, pushing things forward at a pace that would otherwise be unimaginable. What once felt like insurmountable obstacles or delayed dreams will now be met with breakthrough after breakthrough. The doors that were once closed, the opportunities that seemed locked away will begin to swing wide open. The divine favor resting upon their lives will cause everything to move more swiftly, and they will find themselves achieving results that others would have worked a lifetime to reach. This acceleration is not about the chosen ones working harder or pushing themselves beyond their limits. In fact, it is the opposite. This favor is not rooted in striving or frantic effort. Rather, it is about stepping into divine timing, where grace replaces effort and blessings flow effortlessly. In this season of acceleration, the chosen ones will find that things begin to fall into place with a natural ease, as though the universe itself is aligning to support their every move. The challenges they once faced in trying to make progress will suddenly seem like distant memories, and new opportunities will appear without the usual struggles or delays. It is crucial to understand that this acceleration is not about rushing or forcing things to happen. It is not about impatiently pushing forward, trying to make things happen on your own terms. Instead, this divine acceleration is about walking in alignment with God's perfect timing. The chosen ones will learn to move in sync with the rhythms of heaven, allowing the divine plan to unfold with ease and grace. They will learn that it is not about their own strength or efforts, but about trusting in God's will and allowing Him to orchestrate the timing of their breakthrough. As they continue to walk in faith and obedience, the favor of God will multiply their efforts, causing them to see results far beyond their expectations. It is as if God's divine hand is accelerating the process of their success. The breakthroughs they experience will be quicker, more abundant, and more impactful than they could have ever imagined. The things that took others years or decades to achieve will now unfold for the chosen ones in a fraction of the time. Imagine the feeling of seeing your dreams and goals rapidly coming to fruition. What was once a distant hope now feels tangible and real, and the obstacles that seemed to hold you back are suddenly removed. The chosen ones will experience moments of clarity where every step feels aligned, and everything they put their hands to begins to succeed. Opportunities will appear effortlessly, and they will be able to seize them with confidence, knowing that this is the favor of God at work in their lives. This is the kind of acceleration that happens when you are walking in alignment with your divine purpose, when God is moving you forward, not by your own efforts, but by His supernatural power. This period of divine acceleration will also be marked by a deep sense of peace. Unlike the stress and anxiety that often accompany striving and working harder to reach a goal, the acceleration that comes through divine favor will feel natural and even peaceful. There will be a sense of ease in their work, as if the path has been smoothed out, and the obstacles that once stood in their way are being removed one by one. It is as if God is not only pushing things forward, but also clearing the road ahead, making it easier for the chosen ones to move forward in their purpose. As the acceleration continues, the chosen ones will recognize that this is not just about the speed at which things are happening, but about God's faithfulness in bringing them to the right place at the right time. They will realize that what seemed like a slow, arduous journey in the past was actually part of the preparation for this moment of divine favor. The delays, the waiting, and the struggles were not in vain. They were part of the process that allowed them to grow, to learn, and to become the person they needed to be in order to handle the blessings that are now unfolding. This divine acceleration is also a reminder that God's timing is perfect. While the world may often tell us to hurry, to rush, or to push forward, God's plan moves at a pace that is always exactly right for us. The chosen ones will see that the timing of their breakthroughs is not random. It is orchestrated by God Himself. They will learn that true acceleration happens when they trust in His timing, when they stop forcing things to happen and simply allow God to move in His own perfect way. In this season of acceleration, The chosen ones will witness divine connections appearing at just the right time, opportunities that were once out of reach, suddenly becoming available, and dreams that once felt impossible, now within their grasp. They will see that the path to success has been paved for them by God's hand, and they will be able to move forward with confidence and clarity. The resources they need will come to them, and the favor of God will continue to open doors that were once closed. As they step into this season of unusual favor and acceleration, the chosen ones will not only experience rapid success in their endeavors, but will also see their influence and impact grow exponentially. The work they do will not just be for their benefit, it will be part of God's plan to bring about greater transformation and healing in the world. This is the true power of divine acceleration. It moves not just for personal gain, but for the fulfillment of God's purpose on earth.
So when you see opportunities unfolding in front of you faster than you ever thought possible, when doors swing open with ease, and when things start to click into place without the usual resistance, know that it is not luck or chance. It is divine acceleration at work in your life. You are walking in alignment with God's timing, and He is moving on your behalf, opening doors, removing obstacles, and accelerating the fulfillment of your dreams. Trust that this acceleration is part of God's perfect plan for your life, and that His favor is guiding you to the success and abundance that are already yours. Step into it with faith, knowing that the time has come for you to see the manifestation of your divine purpose. As the chosen ones stand at the threshold of their divine season of wealth and abundance, it is essential to understand the higher purpose behind the wealth they are about to receive. Wealth in God's economy is never about self-indulgence or ego inflation. It is about stewardship and service. When God calls His chosen ones into a season of prosperity, He is not simply blessing them for personal gain. Instead, He is entrusting them with resources to build, to restore, and to empower. This is not the season to simply receive. It is the season to distribute, to invest in others, and to make a lasting impact on the world around them. Understanding this divine perspective of wealth requires a shift in mindset, a shift from being a receiver of blessings to becoming a distributor of divine resources. The chosen ones are not meant to hoard wealth, but to flow it freely, ensuring that it is used to advance God's kingdom, uplift communities, and create opportunities for those in need. In the world we live in, success is often defined by accumulation, how much we can acquire, how many possessions we can amass, and how much wealth we can stack up. Society encourages the belief that success is about what we hold on to, what we can possess, and the image we project based on those material things. The idea of wealth as an end in itself traps many, making them believe that to be successful is to gather, to hold tight, and to keep accumulating. But as the chosen ones, you are being called to a radically different kind of success, a success that cannot be measured by what you hold, but by what you give. You are being entrusted with wealth not for luxury or personal indulgence, but for a higher, more divine purpose to serve others. This is a profound shift, a shift from seeing wealth as something to keep for yourself, to understanding it as a resource meant to be distributed to fulfill God's will on earth. This shift is not just a change in mindset, it is a complete reorientation of the heart. The moment you begin to see wealth through this new lens, you will realize that wealth is not the destination. It is the means by which you can transform lives. It becomes a tool for legacy building, for funding missions that will change lives, and for empowering communities that are struggling to survive. You're not meant to sit on the resources you receive. You are meant to pass them on. When you begin to shift from receiver to distributor, the value of wealth is no longer tied to how much you can accumulate, but to how much you can give. Wealth becomes a vehicle for generosity, a tool to build and restore, to heal and to bless. You begin to understand that as you give, you are not depleting your resources. You are creating room for more. The more you distribute, the more you position yourself to receive. Because in God's kingdom, the flow of resources is not about hoarding, it is about giving. As you pour out, you make room for more to be poured in. The wealth that flows into your life is not just for you, it's for you to distribute. You are being positioned not to store it all away, but to let it flow through you.
God is entrusting you with resources not just for your benefit, but to be a blessing to others. You are being called to serve, to build, and to empower. As a chosen one, you are a conduit of divine resources, and you will make a lasting difference by passing them on to those in need. Think about the impact you can make if you see every dollar, every resource, and every opportunity that comes into your life as a tool for transformation. Imagine a world where every resource in your hands is used to restore, to uplift, and to build a better future for others. Every blessing that comes to you is not meant to end with you. It is meant to be shared, to be distributed, to be passed on. When you begin to understand this, you will see wealth not as something to be hoarded, but as something to be given away to bring about the change you want to see in the world. You are not called to accumulate wealth for wealth's sake. Your calling is far greater than just stacking material possessions. You are called to build businesses that serve others, movements that heal, and ministries that change lives. You are being positioned to create opportunities for people who don't have the chance to create their own, to heal the brokenness that surrounds you, and to restore hope where despair reigns. Your wealth, your resources, and your influence are meant to empower others to restore what was lost and to make a lasting impact on generations to come. In this shift from receiver to distributor, you are learning the power of generosity. Generosity is not just about giving when you have extra. It is about recognizing that everything you receive is meant to be given. Your generosity will fuel your abundance. The more you give, the more you will receive. God will pour into your life in greater measure as you continue to pour out. Generosity is not just about money. It is about time, talents, and opportunities. It's about creating space for others to rise, for others to have what they need, and for others to be empowered by the resources you steward. The more you understand this principle of divine distribution, the more you will see the full potential of the wealth being released into your life. Wealth is not an end goal. It is the means by which you can make the world better. The more you distribute, the more you will have. The more you pour out in service, the more God will pour into your life. It is a divine exchange, a continual flow of resources that keeps moving forward, touching lives, healing the broken, and restoring what has been lost. The shift from receiver to distributor is the key to unlocking the full potential of the wealth being entrusted to you. It is a shift from seeing wealth as a possession to understanding it as a responsibility. You are not called to sit on your wealth, but to use it for the kingdom of God. The more you give, the more God will bless you, because your heart is aligned with His purpose. Your wealth is not for you to keep, but for you to give. You are a vessel through which heaven will distribute resources to those who need them most. You are part of a divine plan, a plan to build businesses, create movements, and restore communities. As you step into this new season, remember that wealth is not a symbol of personal success. It is a tool to make the world better. When you use your wealth to serve others, you unlock a level of divine favor that will continue to multiply for generations to come. The shift from receiver to distributor is not just about giving away your possessions. It is about giving away your heart, your time, and your energy to the things that matter most. As you build businesses that uplift communities, as you fund ministries that spread hope, and as you empower others to achieve their own success, you will see the divine flow of resources multiply. This is the power of divine stewardship. Wealth is not about what you can accumulate, but about what you can give. As you embrace this shift, remember, the more you give, the more you will receive. Generosity is not just a practice. It is the key to unlocking the divine wealth that is flowing into your life. You are being entrusted with this wealth not to hoard it, but to use it to change lives, build legacies, and restore what has been lost. This shift from receiver to distributor is the key to creating a lasting impact that will ripple through generations. The wealth you hold is not yours to keep. It is yours to share, to distribute, and to multiply for the glory of God. With great wealth comes great responsibility. This truth, so often emphasized throughout history, carries a divine weight, especially for those chosen to receive prosperity, not for personal gain, but to fulfill God's purpose. Wealth in the hands of the righteous is not simply a tool for luxury or indulgence. It is a means to heal, restore, and uplift others. The true measure of wealth lies not in what it can provide for the individual, but in how it can be used to serve others and advance the kingdom of God. The chosen ones are not merely called to prosper for their own benefit. They are called to use their wealth for divine purposes, to bring light into the dark places of the world, to heal the sick, to feed the hungry, to educate the impoverished, and to restore communities. This is the responsibility of wealth. It is not for hoarding self-indulgence or living in excess, but for using it as a tool to make the world a better place. It is a responsibility to build something greater than oneself, to use one's resources to bring about real, tangible change in the lives of others. Wealth, when held by those who understand its true purpose, has the power to transform the world. The chosen ones are called to make a difference, to use their resources to alleviate suffering, to create opportunities for others, and to restore what has been lost. Whether it's through funding missions that spread hope, creating businesses that empower individuals, building schools that provide education to those who otherwise could not afford it, or supporting families in need, the wealth they receive is not meant to stay with them. It is meant to be passed on, to be used as a vehicle for God's work on earth. Think about the incredible impact that divine wealth can have when used for the benefit of others. Imagine using your business ventures, philanthropic efforts, and investments to create opportunities, bring education, and promote health and well-being for those who are often forgotten or marginalized. When wealth flows from a heart of generosity, it has the power to change lives, shift communities, and even alter the course of nations. The responsibility of wealth is not about building your own empire. It is about building God's kingdom, restoring what has been lost, and leaving a legacy that will impact generations to come. God entrusts His chosen ones with wealth because He knows they will use it for the right reasons. Wealth in His hands is never just for personal comfort. It is a tool for kingdom expansion. It is meant to bring forth positive change, to restore hope in the hopeless, and to create opportunities for those who are stuck or oppressed. God's design for wealth is not to increase pride or elevate status, but to humble the heart, to create a spirit of generosity, and to empower others to rise to their potential. As the chosen ones step into this season of divine prosperity, they must remember that the wealth they receive is not solely for their own benefit. The wealth that is flowing into their lives is meant for the world, for the betterment of others, for the advancement of God's mission, and for the furthering of His kingdom on earth. The responsibility of wealth is immense, but so is the impact it can have when used wisely. When the chosen ones understand this responsibility, they unlock the true potential of their wealth and position themselves to make a profound difference in the world around them. The power of wealth, when aligned with divine purpose, is that it multiplies not only in material terms, but in spiritual, emotional, and relational impact. The more the chosen ones align with God's purposes and use their wealth to serve others, the more their wealth will grow. God knows that those who steward wealth with humility, generosity, and a desire to serve will continue to be entrusted with more. As their wealth grows, so does their responsibility to use it for the greater good. In this divine cycle, the more they give, the more they will receive, because in God's economy, abundance is not limited. It is endless. The responsibility of wealth also involves ensuring that it is used to bring light into the darkness, to create opportunities for those who are struggling, and to leave a legacy that reflects God's glory. It is a tool for transformation, transforming lives, communities, and even nations. The chosen ones are entrusted with wealth not for selfish gain, but to fulfill the greater purpose God has set before them, to bring about lasting change and to glorify Him in all they do. Wealth is a tool, not an end, and when it is used for its divine purpose, it becomes a powerful force for good. Wealth is also a test of character. It is a measure of the heart and a reflection of one's priorities. Those who seek wealth for self-gratification will find themselves disillusioned, for wealth that is not aligned with God's purpose will never bring lasting fulfillment. But those who understand that wealth is a tool for serving others will find joy in the giving, peace in the sharing, and purpose in the building. The more they give, the more their hearts will be transformed, and the more God will pour into their lives. In this season of divine prosperity, the chosen ones are called to step into their role as stewards of wealth. They are not merely beneficiaries of God's provision, they are the distributors of His blessings. Every opportunity they create, every business they build, every cause they support, and every life they touch becomes part of the larger picture of God's plan to restore and redeem the world. This responsibility is not a burden, but a privilege to be used as instruments of change and transformation in the hands of a loving God. As the chosen ones embrace the responsibility of wealth, they will see their influence grow. Their wealth will be used to create a positive ripple effect that touches the lives of many. They will not just be building personal empires. They will be building something eternal, something that extends far beyond their own lifetime. They will create legacies of service, of generosity, and of love that will continue to impact the world long after they're gone. In conclusion, the responsibility of wealth is about understanding that wealth is not for personal gain or self-indulgence. It is a tool to serve others, to build God's kingdom, and to restore what has been lost. The wealth that the chosen ones are being entrusted with is not just for them, it is for the world. When they use it wisely, generously, and with a heart of service, they will unlock its true potential and position themselves to make a profound impact on the world around them. The more they give, the more they will receive. Because in God's economy, generosity is the key to unlocking the true abundance He has planned for them. One of the most powerful and transformative aspects of divine wealth is that it flows through generosity. In God's economy, there is a profound principle: the more you give, the more you will receive. This spiritual truth governs the distribution of wealth in the kingdom of God, and it stands in stark contrast to the world's view of wealth, where success is often measured by how much one can accumulate. For the chosen ones, however, wealth is not an end. It is a means to an even greater end, to serve, to bless, and to advance God's kingdom on earth. Generosity is not merely an act of giving away money or resources. It goes much deeper than that. It is about giving of yourself. It is about using your time, your talents, your influence, and your heart to bless others. When you give from a place of abundance, whether that abundance is material or spiritual, you open the door for more blessings to flow into your life. Generosity creates a divine cycle where the more you give, the more you align yourself with God's heart, and the more divine favor flows into your life. This divine flow of wealth and favor is rooted in a profound understanding that giving is not a loss. It is not a sacrifice in the worldly sense. When you give generously, you are not depleting your own reserves. You are participating in God's economy, where wealth is never a finite resource. The more you distribute, the more you receive, because God's kingdom operates on the principle of multiplication, not subtraction. Think for a moment about the true power of generosity. When your wealth flows out in the form of generosity, it is not just about money. It's about giving hope, creating opportunities, and providing resources that can change lives. Your generosity has the power to create ripple effects that extend far beyond your immediate circle. It has the potential to impact entire communities, uplift struggling families, and create opportunities that can transform individuals' futures. Every act of kindness, every project funded, every opportunity you create is a seed sown in the soil of God's purpose. And just as any seed, it will bear fruit in due season. Consider the effect that one generous act can have. Imagine providing a scholarship to a child who could not otherwise afford an education. That one act of generosity could change not only the child's life, but the life of their entire family. It could shift the trajectory of their future, give them the tools to escape poverty, and enable them to one day become a leader who gives back. What begins as a simple act of kindness multiplies into an ongoing legacy of transformation. This is the power of generosity. It goes far beyond what you see in the moment. But generosity is not just about the amount you give. It is about the heart behind the giving. God is not looking for transactional generosity, the kind that gives because you expect something in return. True generosity flows from a place of love and care. It is about offering what you have freely, without strings attached, because you recognize that all that you have is a gift from God. When you give generously, you align with God's heart for His people. You show the world that wealth is not just a tool for personal gain, but a tool for service. It is meant to bring healing, restoration, and hope to a world that desperately needs it. As you step into this season of divine abundance, it is crucial to remember that your wealth is meant to be a blessing to others. The wealth you receive is not simply for your enjoyment or to add more comforts to your life. While enjoying the blessings God has given you is a natural part of His provision, your ultimate calling is to use your wealth to bless others. The more you give, the more God will trust you with. In God's kingdom, wealth is a tool to be used for His purposes, to fund ministries, to build movements that heal brokenness, and to restore what has been lost. This shift in perspective is vital. Divine wealth is not about accumulating material possessions. It's about recognizing that those possessions are meant to be used for a higher purpose, to serve others, to fulfill God's mission, and to bring about His kingdom on earth. As the chosen ones, you are being positioned not just to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but to distribute them in a way that brings God the most glory. The more you give, the more you will receive, because God operates on the principle of multiplication. Your wealth, when used for His purposes, will multiply in ways you could never have imagined. Generosity is not a one-time act. It is a lifestyle. It is a mindset that acknowledges that all resources come from God, and that we are merely stewards of what he has entrusted to us. The more you give, the more your wealth will flow not only to you but through you. Generosity unlocks the full potential of the resources God has given you. It creates a perpetual flow of blessings that extends far beyond what you could accomplish on your own. Generosity is also the key to unlocking divine favor. As you give, you align yourself with God's heart. You become a vessel through which his blessings flow to others. God is looking for those who will use their wealth to build his kingdom. And when he sees that you are faithful in using what he has given you to serve others, he will pour even more into your life. This is the principle of multiplication. The more you give, the more God will entrust to you. But generosity goes beyond material wealth. It includes your time, your energy, and your influence. You are called not just to give money, but to give of yourself. You are called to pour out your time and talents to serve others, to invest in the lives of those who are in need. The more you serve, the more God will open doors for you to make an even greater impact. You will find that as you step into your divine calling and begin to use your gifts to bless others, new opportunities will open before you. Your wealth is not just measured in what you accumulate, but in the lives you touch and the impact you make on the world. This is the true power of generosity. It is the key to unlocking divine favor and ensuring that your wealth is used for a higher purpose. Generosity invites God's favor into your life. It connects you to his heart, aligning you with his kingdom and his mission. As you give, you become a part of his divine plan to restore and transform the world. You are not just giving away wealth. You are participating in God's work on earth, using the resources he has entrusted to you to bring about lasting change. As you embrace this divine principle of generosity, remember that wealth is not a finite resource. It is a tool to be used for the good of others. When you give from a place of abundance, you open the door for more to flow into your life. The more you give, the more you receive, because God's economy works differently from the world's. In his kingdom, the more you pour out, the more he will fill you up. And the more you give, the more you will see the full potential of the wealth that has been entrusted to you. Generosity is not just an act. It is a lifestyle. It is a heart posture that says, I have been blessed to be a blessing. As you continue to give generously, you will unlock a flow of blessings that will multiply in ways you could never have imagined. Your wealth will serve a higher purpose, and through it, you will make an eternal impact. So step into this divine cycle of giving and watch as God opens the floodgates of heaven, pouring out blessings that will touch lives, transform communities, and build his kingdom on earth. As you step into this new season of abundance, understand that your wealth is not for you alone. It is a divine tool entrusted to you to fulfill God's purposes on earth. You are being positioned to serve others, to build legacies, and to restore what has been lost. Your wealth is meant to be a blessing to the world, a tool for kingdom expansion, and a source of hope for those in need. The chosen ones are called to a higher standard of stewardship to use their wealth not for self-indulgence, but for divine service. As you embrace this responsibility, you will find that the more you give, the more you will receive. The more you use your resources to bless others, the more God will entrust you with. So as you step into your billionaire season, remember, you are a steward, not an owner. You are a distributor, not a receiver. And as you live with generosity, humility, and integrity, your wealth will not only transform your life, but will transform the lives of many others. This is your divine assignment, and as you fulfill it, you will experience blessings beyond what you could ever imagine. As you stand on the edge of this monumental shift in your life, the time has come for you to take a stand, to declare with confidence that you are ready to step into your billionaire season. The divine wealth that is being prepared for you is not just for your benefit. It is for the fulfillment of a greater purpose. Heaven has been preparing you, refining you, and positioning you for this very moment. You have passed the tests, endured the struggles, and withstood the trials. Now it is time for the overflow to come. Take a moment right now to pause, reflect, and declare your readiness to receive the divine wealth that is already on its way to you. This is not a time for passive waiting or idle anticipation. No, this is your moment of action, a declaration of alignment with God's purpose for your life. You are ready to step into the fullness of the abundance that has been set aside specifically for you. You are prepared to steward this wealth with wisdom and grace, to distribute it for his glory, and to use it to make a profound impact that will echo through generations to come. In this moment, you are not merely observing. You are actively engaging in your divine purpose. When you make this declaration, you are affirming that you are not only open to the blessings that heaven has in store for you, but that you are fully ready to receive them and use them to fulfill your divine calling. This is the season of your life where everything you have been preparing for, everything you have been praying for, is about to come to fruition. Type 888 in the comments if your spirit resonates with this truth. The number 888 is symbolic of infinite abundance, divine alignment, and spiritual prosperity. When you type 888, you are publicly declaring that you are in agreement with what God is doing in your life. It is a statement that you are ready to walk into the wealth transfer that has been spoken over your destiny. This is not a random coincidence or a fleeting thought. This is divine confirmation that you are on the path that was predestined for you. The doors are opening, and the resources are aligning with your purpose. This act is more than just typing a number. It is an affirmation of your faith. It is a declaration that you believe without a shadow of doubt that heaven is moving on your behalf. As you type 888, you are acknowledging that you are aligned with the divine plan for your life. You are positioning yourself to receive the wealth that has been set aside for you. Your willingness to take this step is the key to unlocking the floodgates of blessings that are already being poured out. This is not the beginning of an uncertain journey. This is the beginning of a new chapter that is filled with divine favor, supernatural opportunities, and unprecedented success. The wealth that is coming your way is not just for you. It is for the advancement of God's kingdom. This is the season where you are going to be entrusted with resources, wealth, influence, and opportunities that will not only bless you, but also empower you to bless others. The divine favor that rests upon your life will multiply, and you will see doors that were once closed swing wide open. By typing 888, you are opening your heart and your life to receive everything that heaven has for you. The resources you need to fulfill your divine assignment are on their way. This is your time, and the resources that you need to step into your purpose are aligning right now. The floodgates of heaven are opening, and you are about to see the manifestation of your divine calling in ways that you never imagined. This is a moment of activation, a moment where you step out in faith and trust that the divine provision is already set in motion. This moment of declaration is significant. It is a declaration of faith that what God has promised is already unfolding. You are not just waiting for something to happen. You are walking into a new season of abundance, knowing that it is already on its way. The words you speak today, the faith you declare, will activate the divine timing and the supernatural provision that you need to fulfill your purpose. You are being positioned for greatness, and as you step boldly into this new season, you will begin to see everything fall into place. Your declaration is a key that unlocks the doors to divine favor. It is an act of aligning yourself with heaven's will for your life. As you type 888, you are agreeing with God's plan and His timing. This is the moment when everything begins to shift. The timing is perfect, and the abundance that has been prepared for you is about to flood your life. But understand this. This isn't about a wealth transfer for personal gain. It's about receiving wealth that will empower you to fulfill God's purpose and to make a lasting impact on the world. Your prosperity is not for self-indulgence. It is for kingdom building, for creating opportunities, for restoring brokenness, and for uplifting those in need. This wealth will allow you to step into your calling in ways that you never thought possible. So, as you make this declaration, know that it is the beginning of something extraordinary. You are not just aligning yourself with wealth, but with purpose. Your divine destiny is being activated, and the resources you need are already being released into your life. The moment you step into alignment with God's purpose, you position yourself to receive the abundance that is coming your way. This is the season of your life, where heaven is going to move in ways that you could never have imagined. As you declare your readiness to receive divine wealth, remember that this is not a one-time affirmation. It is the start of a continuous journey of faith and obedience. The more you align yourself with God's will, the more you will see His favor pour into every area of your life. The more you act in faith and trust His timing, the more you will see the doors of opportunity open, the resources flow, and the fulfillment of your divine purpose manifest in every aspect of your life. Your declaration is your first step into this new season of divine overflow. You are no longer waiting for the promise, you are walking into it. You are not just believing for the blessings to come, you are stepping into them. Heaven is already moving, and you are positioned to receive the abundance that has been set aside for you. This is your time. Walk in it boldly. So type 888 and step into your divine inheritance. The doors are open. The floodgates are beginning to pour forth. The wealth and opportunities that have been divinely aligned for you are now in motion. It's your time to receive and use this divine provision to fulfill your purpose and make an eternal impact. This is the beginning of your new season of abundance, your billionaire season, and you are ready for it. This is your moment. You are about to experience a season of overflow like never before. What was once difficult will now be easy. What seemed impossible will now be possible. The divine favor upon your life will accelerate your progress, bringing opportunities, connections, and breakthroughs that once seemed out of reach. Heaven is moving to align your life with its divine blueprint, and the success you've been waiting for is not just coming, it is already here. As you step into this new season, you will begin to see the manifestation of your divine wealth and purpose. The doors that have been closed to you will suddenly swing wide open. Opportunities that once took years to materialize will now unfold in days, weeks, or months. God is accelerating your timeline because you have been faithful. You have endured the waiting seasons, passed the tests, and remained obedient. Now you are about to experience divine acceleration. Your billionaire destiny is not a future dream. It is a present reality that is unfolding right now. Heaven is moving on your behalf to ensure that everything you need to fulfill your divine assignment is brought to you. This is not just a shift in your financial circumstances. This is a shift in your purpose, your influence, and your legacy. Heaven is positioning you to lead, to build, and to serve in ways that will leave a lasting impact on the world. As you step into this divine season, I urge you to stay grounded in humility and focused on your divine calling. Wealth can be an overwhelming thing, but you have been prepared for it. You have been refined through the fires of struggle, and now you are ready to handle the abundance that is being entrusted to you. But with wealth comes the responsibility to serve. As you walk into this new chapter of your life, remember that the wealth you are receiving is not for you alone. It is a tool to advance God's kingdom, to empower others, and to leave a legacy of transformation. Walk with humility, knowing that everything you have is a gift from God. The wealth you are about to receive is not yours to hoard. It is yours to distribute, to build, to restore, and to serve. The power you hold is not for self-glorification. It is for kingdom building. And as you use your wealth for God's purposes, you will see it multiply in ways you could never have imagined. The more you give, the more you will receive. The more you serve, the more God will bless you. Stay focused on your divine calling and the impact you are meant to have. Your purpose is bigger than wealth. Your purpose is to make a difference in the world, to restore what has been lost, to build movements that will empower generations to come. As you walk in your divine purpose, you will attract divine connections, opportunities, and resources that will help you fulfill that purpose. The wealth that is coming into your life is just the beginning. It is the seed that will allow you to grow, to build, and to impact the world. Stay humble in your success, remembering that all power comes from God. Do not allow the wealth you receive to make you proud or self-sufficient. Instead, let it make you more dependent on God, more faithful in your service, and more generous in your giving. The more you walk in alignment with God's will, the more your wealth will serve His purposes. And in doing so, you will see the fruit of your labor multiply, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those you touch. You are a vessel for divine distribution. As you receive, so you must give. As you are blessed, so you must bless others. Your wealth is a tool, a resource meant to be used for the greater good. And as you use it for the glory of God, you will see a supernatural acceleration of blessings, influence, and opportunities that will leave the world in awe of the power of divine wealth. This is your time. Heaven is moving on your behalf. Your billionaire season is not just a dream, it is becoming your reality. Step boldly into your divine destiny, knowing that you are not alone. God is with you, and He has equipped you for this moment. Everything you have been through has been preparation for this season of abundance. Now the overflow is coming, and it is time for you to walk in your purpose with confidence and faith. As you step into your new season, remember to stay grounded, humble, and focused on your divine calling. Use your wealth to build, to restore, and to empower. You are not just receiving wealth, you are receiving the resources to make an eternal impact. Your destiny is waiting for you, and heaven is moving on your behalf. It's your time to shine, to lead, and to fulfill your divine purpose. Type 8888 in the comments, affirming your readiness, and declare with boldness that your billionaire season has begun. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness. Walk in it now.